There's a lot of stiff competition out here, and everybody's got to get through first round. That's the most nerve-wracking round you could ever be in.
How do you think things are going to play out this year?
To be honest with you, I think it's going to be a free-for-all. It's going to be a dogfight.
Welcome one more time to the City of Speed here in Indianapolis, Indiana, as we get ready to wrap up the 2019 Tough Trucks Challenge, part of the Lucas Oil 4-Wheel Jamboree Series. This has been some of the most intense racing we've had the pleasure to bring you here on Monster Power, and the pack in the top 5 coming into this final event is super tight. In fact, the top 3 all have a shot to take the championship before the end of the day. Pat Winchester sitting number 1, but with a mere 40 points separating him and second place Nick Anderson. And then Al Varner is still in the hunt. It would take a miracle for him to get that championship. Really, he would need Pat to go out in round number 1 in order to do so. Now, earlier today, we had a chance to talk with some of the drivers about how this championship chase could go down here at the final round in Indianapolis.
Lee was explained to me and Pat earlier on there's 3 ways we could tie, but there's a lot of stiff competition out here, and everybody's got to get through first round. The first round is the most critical, nerve-wracking round you could ever be in.
Yesterday in the last round of qualifying, I lost it. I had the fastest time after the first round, and I lost it against Pat Winchester. He ran a faster time than me. And then halfway through the third round, Wayne Sully ran a faster time than both of our times. So I ran after him, came back, and beat that.
So you got 2 Youngblood trucks right up in the top of this thing, and you got Pat right behind you. You're kind of blocking, but you could hurt or help him, go either way.
Yeah, that's the thing about a bracket is you might want to try and do some sort of strategy, but it doesn't always work out that way. It could work against you. So I'm just racing to win every round and race as fast as I can and just kind of do my thing.
I think we would have had a pretty good run last night if I didn't have a little bit of a self-imposed dust situation and kind of caught myself with a Vietnam equipment flashback in the corner here when I saw a bunch of equipment, and we spun out. It is what it is. It happens. I feel a little more confident in the left lane just because of my driving style, so we're going to start out there today and see what we can't make of it.
We did pretty good at Lima, but we got ourselves in a hole at Bloomsburg, went out the second round. Didn't qualify that well, so I mean, it is what it is. This a tough group of trucks to run with. Everybody is super fast, and sometimes it's just a little bit of luck, and we hadn't had no luck this year.
And one of the things we kind of noticed about this track is, unlike some of the others this year, this track's actually pretty forgiving. Other than the slickness of it, you can get a lot of speed. You're not having to really too much worry about the truck upsetting. It doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of nose-over spots on this track.
No, it's not bad. The big key, I guess, as far as like kind of restraining yourself is not coming to a turn too hot, obviously because of how slick it was, like you mentioned. But also the jumps you could overshoot the jumps, and then it's a flat landing, and the ramps are pretty tall. So I mean, we try and hit the down ramps, and I think that keeps it the whole thing like a smooth transition, and then you can run right into the turn nice and smooth, and that's the key.
I feel a little more confident in the left lane just because of my driving style, so we're going to start out there today and see what we can't make of it.
It's still pretty consistent. It's been about the same track all weekend. There's probably a little bit more dust and stuff on it from everybody running on it, dragging dirt and mud and stuff on it, but other than that, you just got to run it.
I think one side's a little bit better than the other side. There's a lot of dust on it from the ride truck, a lot of dirt. You just got to take it easy on the asphalt. Everybody thinks that asphalt should have a lot of grip, and actually it's the complete opposite. It's pretty slick.
There's a pretty good chance that you and Pat could meet in the final round. You're on opposite sides of the bracket, and I don't think mathematically it works out any other way. So there's a good chance you guys would be right there together.
If we go to the finals together and I win, then it's a tie. And then if we tie, no matter how it falls and we tie, we have to run another pass to whoever wins. That is the points leader, whoever wins the points.
Well, part of us is kind of hoping that'll happen, but good luck tonight, Nick, and it's been good watching you this year.
Thank you.
Well, here's a look at the points coming into this final race in 2019. Like I said, 40 points separating 1 and 2. Pat Winchester with 40 points on Nick Anderson in the Central Ohio Tire Chevrolet. Then you see the long shot there, Al Varner in the Bounty Hunter, but Al is very, very fast. Another big bad bow tie out of Ohio. Then it's Travis Stevens and John Yoder rounding out the top 5. Those two could really play havoc with the top 3. And we cannot count out, by the way, when you don't see in that top 5 Mark Noto, who dominated qualifying here in Indy. We'll tell you more about that when we come back. Stay with us. Final round are next.
This Back Channel Productions program is presented in part by Monsters Monthly. For up-to-date show and ticket info, plus articles, event breakdown, and a wide selection of photo and video galleries, visit monstersmonthly.com. This edition of Monster Power is brought to you in part by Crush This. For an inside look at the world of monster trucks, check out Crush This, available on iTunes, Spotify, and YouTube.
The Quick 16, sit and wait to get action underway here in Indianapolis, Indiana. The Tough Trucks Challenge Finals, the finals of the 2019 season about to get underway. There is a look at your first round bracket, at least the top half of that bracket. Mark Noto, your fast qualifier, taking on your number 16 qualifier, Paul Hackle. And it's John Yoder, who's sitting number 5 in points against the Wild Thing, John Youngblood. Nick Anderson against Logan Ellis, pair of Ohio Chevrolets right there. And then Mike Leupold against Willis Ellis. Then Wayne Solly takes on Dale Denal, a pair of Fords. That should be an awesome matchup. Al Varner against Thomas Faust, another one we're looking forward to. Pat Winchester taking on Scott Martin, a pair of Windsor-powered Fords in our penultimate matchup of the first round. And Travis Stevens against Jake Nichols. The Chevy-powered Ford takes on the Godfather and the Bronco. But first, start off with this pairing, Mark Noto in the Afterburner. Hired gun in that machine. He's talked about getting his own truck back out here on this series. It would be really awesome to see Super Truck back. He takes on Paul Hackle in the Swamp Donkey, who has not been quite having the weekend he was hoping for. He's looking awesome here. A nice turn right there. Both of them lining up for that straightaway, moving very, very quickly. We'll head into this outside corner and over the whoops. Hackle getting a little bit out of shape, lost a little ground on Noto. Very, very windy day here, as you can probably hear over the camera audio. Is Mark Noto with a huge advantage right now. Look at that. Paul Hackle trying to play catch up, going way wide dirt track, and it looks good, but it's not going to get you to the finish line first. Mark Noto coming across the cables. See what the readout is on the time there. 59.059, so not as fast as his number 1 qualifying time, but a good run for Mark Noto. He's going to stop and wait up here for Paul Hackle.
The Afterburner will move on to the next round. Mark Noto.
Thumbs up. Winner in that run. Mark Noto taking a first round victory. He'll move on to the quarterfinal round now. The team owner of the Afterburner truck, that is the Wild Thing, the multicolored vehicle. You saw the Chevrolet matched up against the Ford-powered Jeep Cherokee Sport. That is John Yoder in Under Pressure, who's sitting number 5 in qualifying. And as I said, he could really play havoc with the top 4 trucks in this field, really with the top 3, who have the potential to take the points championship. Problems for Youngblood, who slid out there on the dusty asphalt. John Yoder takes advantage of it. It's not over yet, though, as he works his way through the whoop section. Youngblood about a half a section behind, and he's off in the gravel. That's not going to help him. Seems like this lane over here might be a little bit too dusty to keep control on the outside portion. And one more go around here. Youngblood, almost, that'll be it for him. Tags that yellow barrier, that will be a disqualification. Youngblood almost having nightmares of what happened to him on Saturday afternoon. He almost put that truck on its top. John Yoder across the finish line.
Pressure ride will move into the next round and take on the afterburner.
Minute and change for him there, almost a 101. Not a bad run at all for Yoder. Under pressure, moving on. Take on Mark Noto in round number 2. Now, a pair of Chevys out of Ohio, the bright red. Buckeye bow tie, Nick Anderson, the Central Ohio Tires Chevrolet, sat in the number 1 spot after Lima wrecked the truck in Bloomsburg, ended up in 2nd place. And now, side by side with Logan Ellis, who just tapped a barricade. Now, I'm not sure if that's going to be a DQ or not.
Corner close there, but he's still in good shape.
He's going to keep moving on through the course, and the word we're getting is he is DQ'd. Nick Anderson, if he makes a clean run, will move on into round number 2. That he does not know, by the way, that Logan Ellis hit a barricade because he did not move it very far. So they're still racing. I don't even know if Ellis knows he hit the barricade. He barely nudged it, but he did touch it. It's an automatic disqualification. Logan Ellis. Oh, Ellis just made a wrong turn. Logan Ellis on the wrong part of the, I don't know why, it doesn't matter. Right now he's already DQ'd, but he made the same mistake back across the whoops again. He's been having trouble with the directions on this course all weekend long. He's a really, really solid racer. Just needs a little bit more seat time. Might be a little nervous behind the wheel, but he is fast when he gets everything right. Central Ohio Tire to 59.350. Not a bad run at all for Nick Anderson.
Good group of folks to be with.
We'll move on to take the winner of this matchup in the next round. Mike Loopold, Loopy at the Warhorse. Mentioned before, that's the new long wheelbase Warhorse. They've been working the bugs out of it. Can't wait to see that thing in 2020 when they've got it all figured out. He takes on one of the toughest out of the Buckeye State, Willis Ellis, Shorty Ellis, next level. A little bit conservative, but trying not to overdrive the lane. Again, I think this near side to the stage is real dusty, and they are having problems getting the truck shut down and turned as Mike Loopold takes a sizable advantage over Shorty Ellis. Way over the tabletop for Loopold as he enters the final leg. And Loopold crossing the finish line. Here comes Shorty Ellis. Across the line himself, we'll see. 1 minute 2:82 for Mike Loopold. He'll move on to the next round. More to go when we come back to Indy. Second half of the first round bracket already on the line, ready to go. Dale Denal in the bright yellow Ford. That is the Wild Stallion out of the state of Ohio, taking on the New Yorker, driving the truck out of the Midwest, Wayne Solly in Thunderstruck. Both of them looking pretty good right now. Solly making a nice turn right there. Something going wrong with Thunderstruck. And I didn't see it before. It looks like he's left some drivetrain parts over there in the far lane. That might be all she wrote for Wayne Solly. There is something laying on the ground by the tabletops over there on the left side of the track. Dale Denal might be all by himself on this run. We'll see. Wayne Solly definitely has lost something in the rear end. The truck seems to be only in front-wheel drive right now, which is making it very, very hard for him to power it around these corners. Dale Denal did the same thing coming through the whoop section in qualifying session number 1. Speaking of problems, Wayne Solly actually kept right up with Dale Denal, who laid down a 103.238, and there you see Thunderstruck, and yes, there is indeed a drive shaft laying over there. He just drove past it. Wayne Solly. Can't see it from here, but oh yeah, he's completely ripped the drive shaft out of the rear end. A big hole right there where the drive shaft used to be. Gear oil leaking out of it. Up next, another Ford. That is Thomas Faust in Mad Money, the little green Ford out of Pennsylvania, taking on the big horsepower out of Ohio, the AJ's Transmissions Bounty Hunter, Al Varner. The only guy besides Pat Winchester and Nick Anderson who has a shot at this championship. He has got to get through this first round, though. Great turn for both trucks. They are pretty even right now. A little edge to the Bounty Hunter, maybe a horsepower advantage as they head around to the whoop section. Still together, a good run for both of these guys, nice and smooth. Remember, the track times themselves don't really matter just yet, really not at all. It's whoever comes across the finish line first, but you can get an idea of how you're doing if you can lay down a faster track time. These guys are dead even right now. Really not overdriving the track. It's not a real conservative race, but they're not pushing these trucks quite as hard as we saw them push earlier in the weekend. Wow, who got that one?
The side-by-side race.
Thomas Faust in Mad Money by 0.02 of a second takes the victory
And your winner
on that run. Thomas Faust
Mad Money. So another upset.
taking Al Varner out of the championship chase. And speaking of
Patrick
championship
Winchester.
chases, here's your number 1, Pat Winchester, up against Scott Martin. Mental Case takes on Haulin' Ass. And Winchester just blistering the track, a beautiful turn. As he'll come around the outside and head for the whoops. We'll see how they get through this whoop section. Another awesome turn for Winchester. No, he has stalled. Pat Winchester has stalled on the left side of the track. Scott Martin, now almost a full section ahead. Winchester back underway. I doubt there's any way, unless something catastrophic goes wrong with Scott Martin, that Pat Winchester is going to be able to battle back. He's going to try, though. This could get very, very interesting right here, but that could have been the championship. Look at Winchester pushing the corners here, trying to catch up to Scott Martin. Scott way out in front, although Winchester's made up some significant ground given all things that have happened to him in this run. Scott Martin coming around the final leg and hauling ass. And Pat Winchester is out of the final bracket in Indy. Now, can he hold on to the championship? One thread is down. Al Varner is not coming back. Pat Winchester gets to sit and watch. This is really quite a development here, because Pat did not need to win in the first round to take the championship. He can still win this thing, but it's going to be an awfully tough go of it, because Nick Anderson has already gotten through the first round. If Nick wins his next race here in the quarterfinals, which will be coming up in a little bit, he will claim the championship.
Coming up after this pair.
Here we get a look at it again, and you'll see Pat was just on a tear. He had a great run going. Came through there beautifully, and you got to wonder, was it the belts again or something? The truck just dies. It may have been an electrical problem, but it just stops as soon as he gets set up in the corner. It was a beautiful corner, by the way. He would have had the fast time round number one had he made the corner. We're back underway now with Travis Stevens in the beautiful 68 Ford-bodied Chevrolet powered one last shot against the Godfather in the Bronco. That's Jake Nichols in the Foy toy, who's fallen back just a bit. He could, however, gain some on Travis Stevens. If anybody can beat him, it's Jake Nichols. Another beautiful run through the whoop section for Stevens. He's been making that look easy all weekend long. That dust is just not giving anybody anything here. These guys are sliding all over that right-hand lane. Big leap there for Jake Nichols. If he's not going to win it, he's going to give him a show, but he's not out of this mentally yet. He's racing his own race. He's running his own side of the track. He's not looking at Travis Stevens. If it works out, it works out. Nichols not losing anything in terms of the point series. Not going to take the big money out of Indy on this day, though, as he goes out in round number one. Travis Stevens with a good run in the one last shot. Ford body machine at a 59.966. But Stevens pulls immediately off the track and over to his crew, and they're running over to check something under the front. Did he just put himself out of competition, as he has a potential to finish in the top 2 or 3 spots here and maybe take some bigger money out of Indy? We'll see. Travis Stevens, can he get back in it? Back before the season opened up, Pat Winchester said it was going to be a free-for-all chase for the championship. He didn't know what a prophet he was, and Pat not in the quarterfinal round bracket here in Indy. He's not out of the championship just yet. Nick Anderson has got to win this next round as we look at the pairings. Mark Noto against John Yoder, a pair of Ford-powered machines right off the bat. Nick Anderson and Mike Leupold, that should be an awesome matchup. Then a pair of Fords, Thomas Faust and Dale Denault, and then Scott Martin, the man who technically put Pat Winchester on the trailer, takes on Travis Stevens in one last shot. So, making their way to the starting line, the under pressure Jeep Cherokee sport-bodied Ford-powered machine against the hired gun Mark Noto. There you see Nick Anderson throwing the cervical collar on as he is ready to go. He has got to win this round to take the championship. If he doesn't win this round, Pat Winchester goes home with the championship. So this could be, and actually is, the most important round of tough truck racing we have had this season. 2019, a great turn for both of those guys. Noto had the lead coming out. Though he's got the power advantage, John Yoder is not going to give him an inch. Through the whoop section. Noto with a slight lead right now, but Yoder is hanging in there. Problems, though. Yoder got on the outside and that got there in that gravel, though, with the power differential. However, he does not have to worry about sliding out quite the way that Mark Noto does, but Noto is in the good lane right now. A lot of hang time over the tabletops. Yoder looking good, keeping the front end on the ground. They're really powering out, but again, that dust is just giving these guys fits in the right lane. These lanes were so even all weekend long coming to race day. The left lane is the good lane right now, and Mark Noto takes it across the finish line here in the quarterfinal round. Yoder makes his way there as well, and Noto at a 59.483 elapsed time moves on into the semifinal round. Take on the winner of our next matchup, and again, the most important race of the 2019 season. Mike Leupold already on the line in the Warhorse, trying to put the rush on Nick Anderson. Man out of New York in the red Bronco, taking on the man out of Ohio in the red Chevrolet. The Bronco could be the biggest friend to the Ford Raptor of Pat Winchester and the biggest foe for certain to Nick Anderson right now. Little problem right there for Loophole, but neither one of them got out of that corner clean. Slight edge to Nick Anderson. Will the dust come into play? A great turn for Mike Loophole. This is a tight race they've got going here. Look at Anderson come through, still hanging on to that lead. He's about a half an obstacle, now a full obstacle ahead of Mike Loophole. Look at the hang time for Loophole as he tries to battle back, but I think unless something happens, a barrier infraction or a complete spin out, Nick Anderson has got this thing wrapped. Will he claim the championship here in the quarterfinals? He does. Nick Anderson is your 2019 Tough Trucks Challenge champion. Gonna give him a little early celebration right here. The race is not over though. He better not waste that truck right now. He's gonna need those buck shots before the day is over. There's still some cash money to be claimed here in Indy. Nick Anderson, look at that jubilation in the cockpit. He just took the 2019 championship, and don't think it was a fluke. He had to honestly battle his way there. Pat did not give him the victory. He had to just get past Mike Loophole to take that. That is how close these guys have been all year long. Remember, he and Pat battled in Lima, Ohio in the final round. They were slated to be in the finals again at Bloomsburg, but Nick slammed that concrete barrier, broke the front end in half, and while we were celebrating over here with Nick, we forgot another race already on the line. Dale Denal trying to knock out Thomas Faust, who actually got a better start and a better turn. Denal stuck in the bad lane right now. Championship is claimed. These guys are battling for the big bucks here in Indy. Show money still on the line. Racing for the purse and problems. Denal out there on the gravel, kicking up the dust. That lane is just killing these guys today. As soon as Faust got the opportunity to get over there on the left side of the track, he took it. Dale Denal really not having the run he was hoping for. And barring any infractions, I don't believe there were any. Thomas Faust in Mad Money. 101.291, not as fast as I think he wanted to go. There you see the celebration still going on. A very, very happy bunch of Ohio tough truckers right there. And Pat Winchester, you know, he was one of the first guys over there to congratulate Nick Anderson. It was a good racing season, and it's not over yet. Again, these guys still battling for this purse money. We're going to get good racing through the rest of the eliminations here today. Thomas Faust making his way back to the pits to get set for the semifinal round. Who will he meet in the semifinals? It'll either be Scott Martin, who's stuck now in this right-hand lane, or Travis Stevens in one last shot out of Cambridge, Ohio. Go ahead and call this a Chevy Ford matchup. And since Tim Howard's not here, I'll go ahead and say he was going to pick the gray truck in the outside lane since he is a Chevy man. Little advantage for Scott Martin up until they got into the whoop section. And that's where Travis Stevens has been leaving a lot of these guys behind. And there, the dust, trying to claim another victim. Martin set himself up very, very well coming around that barricade. Here comes Travis Stevens, though, with a sizable advantage. Martin still trying to play catch-up. One more leg. Final outside corner. When Martin came over that jump on the nose, that could have been bad. Travis Stevens in one last shot, wrapping up the run. Scott Martin all over the final tabletop. Coming off that sideways. Doing a little stunt driving there in the end. Travis Stevens with a 1 minute change again, pointing to the front end though. Problems again, every time he leaves the track, he has to come over and ask his crew to work on the front end of this truck. Power steering issues, keeps throwing a belt or something. Travis Stevens trying to make sure he stays in this bracket. Crew immediately goes to work. Stevens pops out of the cab. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back to Indy for the semifinals. It has been a lot of fun bringing you this action here in 2019. It's not quite over yet. The semifinals coming right up. Mark Noto still in the bracket right now trying to play spoiler to Nick Anderson's celebration here. Who's going to take the money out of Indy? Mark Noto, Nick Anderson matching up right here. And then it'll be Thomas Faust against Travis Stevens. Any one of those four definitely has the potential
Nick Anderson
to take home the big bucks here in Indianapolis, Indiana. Already underway. This should be an awesome matchup. Your points champion here in 2019 taking on your fast qualifier, Mark Noto, a former Tough Trucks Challenge champion. That was at the wheel of the Super Truck again. Heard he might be bringing that thing back out. They're in the whoop section now. Both of them looking pretty wild through there, getting bucked around, but not bad now. The dust comes into play. Noto handles it very, very well. Little bit of an edge to the Chevrolet. Problem coming out, opening up that lead. Nick Anderson in the good lane. Watch those barricades. Both of them getting very, very close to those Yodas. Noto trying to battle back toward the last corner. Anderson's already there. And Nick Anderson goes into his second final round of the season. Mark Noto laying down a good run, but it would not be enough here today at a 59.749. Look at that, a 57.584 for Nick Anderson. Now, Mad Money. Thomas Faust gets one last shot. Travis Stevens. You can see the horsepower advantage immediately. Travis Stevens with the small block Chevy taking off on Thomas Faust, but Faust has been relying on consistency and smooth driving. He could very well knock Travis Stevens out of this thing. But again, just such a smooth execution over those whoops. Look at Faust working this corner. Still going to need to play catch-up, but let me tell you something. Thomas Faust is putting the heat on Travis Stevens. Travis Stevens, though, getting ahead of him on these straights. He's got to be clean, though. Faust is right there. I don't know what that is laying on the top of that tabletop before the final corner. Stevens gets into an obstacle coming off the final jump. We wait on the times. 59.449. Good run for Stevens as he pulls back up here. It looks like he's still got front steering, so it's hanging on in there as we take a look at the bracket here in the championship race. Nick Anderson laid down a 57.584. That means he'll get lane choice here. Travis Stevens at a 59.449, so an advantage definitely to Nick Anderson. Stevens also probably, it looks like right now as they pull up to the line, he will indeed be stuck in that right-hand lane. So, definitive advantage going to the Chevrolet here in the championship race. Nick Anderson heading to the starting line.
As we put our last
Who will take the money out of Indianapolis? They're off. Very, very even into the first corner. Beautiful turn for Travis Stevens and a little bobble there for Nick Anderson.
Right now, both trucks about mirror images of each other as they make the corner there.
Both of them troubled through the whoop section, but Stevens was a little bit better. He is pushing Nick Anderson right now. Going after it, a very, very close battle as they come around the straightaway. Travis Stevens with a slight lead entering the jumps, but Nick Anderson with the lead coming out into the final leg. Hard push for Travis Stevens. Nick Anderson hanging in there. Final jump. Anderson will take the points and the money out of Indianapolis, Indiana, and we're going to get another celebration. You know that as he smokes those buckshots on the pavement here at Indy. You know, it's interesting. We had talked to a few of the drivers about tire selection coming out here on the pavement. They all said buckshots were not their first choice. Look at the two trucks in our final round. Both of them running those aggressive kind of dirt mud tires, those buckshots. Not sure if that was the secret or not, but whatever they did, it paid off. Nick Anderson, your 2019 Tough Trucks Challenge champion and your Indianapolis, Indiana Tough Trucks Challenge champion here at the Indiana State Fairgrounds as he makes his way over to the front stretch. Here in front of the stage, what a battle it has been today, and a battle it's been all season long. Doc Riley heading over to catch up with him.
Than when you can claim you had a win at the Indy Jamboree and also do a points title there. Coshocton Trucking, Kendrick, Ballard, Taylor Farms, everyone comes together. What a great combination. You made it look easy all weekend. Just your thoughts, champ. Yep, you deserve that.
It's been a season. We've lost stuff. We've done well. We destroyed his truck in Bloomsburg. Come back. Now look at us. Just gotta thank my beautiful girlfriend, Mom, Dad.
You know these two guys right here? There you go. You know what? Champions haven't done. How about it? Put it together, ladies and gentlemen. Your Tough Truck champion right here. A tough season, but he is your number one, and he wins it in Indy.
Thank you, Doc. You will never see Nick Anderson that emotional. The final points coming out of Indianapolis, Indiana, and there you see the lead that Nick Anderson left with. What a season it's been in our top 5. Same trucks that were there when we came in to this final race here in Indianapolis, though they kind of shook up the order. Nick Anderson, a proud moment for him, takes the 800 points, championship title, and the Indianapolis, Indiana Jamboree event victory. We're going to leave you with these tough truck highlights. It's been an awesome year. We thank these guys for all their hospitality. It wraps it up for Monster Power. So long, everybody.